Hi, good morning. My name is Elizabeth KJ Umoru, and I'm a spoken word artist, a short story writer, amongst many other things I do. And this morning, I'll be reading two poems by two of my favorite authors. So the first poem I'll be reading is from Agema's Memory and the Call of Waters. And the title of this poem is Transition. So, our compound is a testament to the earth's thefts, littered with concrete mounds, pillowed with fading names, forgotten stories. There's this river behind the compound. It whispers of time and waves when I arrive, telling tales of when headers kissed our cheeks. On the water's brown belly, glittering to the sun's kiss, I see a reflection of an untamed bearded man with wild eyes shutting from the weight of 1,000 woes, different from the boy with wide eyes filled with the wisdom of careless abandon and the weight of only adventure. These eyes carry pain and the knowledge of an adult strife. This river, running behind the houses, rushes with urgency and waves as I leave, warning of the time when headsmen might lead us to Golgotha. Our Itio, the elders, stand helpless while my daughter sighs from afar. I raise a dirge of too many memories filled with holes, waiting to be patched when I become the earth. So my second reading this morning is going to be an excerpt from Andrea Gibson's Living Proof. The full poem is about 4 minutes, but I'll just be reading the first to the third stanza. And it goes like this. I have a few happy friends. I ask them about being happy the same way my high school friends ask me about being gay. So, what do you people do exactly? How do you do it? The answers are never as freaky as I would hope. Almost always the answer, God or booze. One I don't tolerate, the other I'm told doesn't tolerate me. I'm fascinated with the idea of getting high on life. I imagine people on their backs in lilac fields, snorting the lines. The planes live in the sky, waking with honeymoons in their bloodstreams. And I'll be doing this last poem that I wrote sometime 2 years ago. When you speak, do not hold a whisper in your nose. Breathe. Your nostrils are barrels full of life. Unroll your tongue. Reel out words like a slave at the taste of freedom. Find your way to the next street, next record, next magazine. Make it bang. Stretch your kinky. Make it spell beauty. Afros as thick as our resilience. Plump bodies from the stories we were fed that did not kill us. Make shelter from ripped walls and thatched huts. Make music from drum beats, claps, snaps, from voices that turn breaking backs and shuffled legs into dance moves. Make them learn your name. Hilda Bassi, Elsa Majimbo. Make the next hashtag that causes a crack. The next joke, next skit. Make magic. This is how to be black. So I've particularly chosen these two authors. I like a good number of their works, but I chose these poems because they're one of my favorites. So I particularly like these two authors because of how tender they can be with words. They're tender, yet there's so much depth in the kind of things that they say. And because I find comfort in their poetry, find comfort in their kind of poetry. The first poem I read by Agema was talking about memories, and just like the title of the collection, Memory and the Call of Waters, there was a fusion of memories and water when he was trying to recollect a few things that happened back home in Benue. And also Andrea's poem was about suicide, but the way she started off was gentle, was subtle. It wasn't with you wouldn't feel the weight of the sadness from the beginning, and then it just keeps going, and it keeps drawing you in, and that is why I particularly like these two authors. So the title of my poem was This Is How to Be Black, and I kind of drew inspiration from David Diop's Africa, My Africa. It was a poem I used to love when I was growing up. It was one of the first poems I knew as a literature student and even as a child. So I drew my inspiration from there. I wanted to write something that resonates with being African. So I looked at my friends and I drew my lines from them, drew my lines from my friends and from my immediate environment. So yeah. I'm Elizabeth KJ, and these are the poems I love.